Hello, dear audience of CGTN. Welcome to today's special live streaming for Davos 2024, and I'm Hou Jing. Hope our virtual studio can give you a vibe in the town of Davos in the winter. As Charles Dickinson once profoundly stated, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Today, in the era of digital transformation, these words echo with a resonance that captures both the challenges and unprecedented opportunities we face. To seek answers to the unknown future, we will embark on a journey of exploration and dialogue with 4 young pioneers whose professions or careers belong to the digital economy. They are Luona Cai, partner and chief sustainability officer of Xi Magic Bag, and also one of the global shapers of the community. Welcome, Luona.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, and we're looking forward to the story of your magic bag in a minute. And Agita Pasaribu, founder of Bullyid app and UNESCO Youth AI Ethics Steering Committee. Welcome, Agita.
Thank you for having me.
And our Nathaniel Dion, CEO of Future Minds Network. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And last but not least, Marij Farouk, editor-in-chief at Pakistan Economic Net and Daily Ittihad Media Group.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, welcome everyone. It's exciting to have you all. So besides your names and titles, I believe our audience would be interested in know more about you. So could you briefly, in 1 or 2 sentences, tell us your stories of your career, what are you doing now, and also your relationship with the World Economic Forum? So let's start with our global shaper, Luona.
Okay, hi. Thanks for having me here. This is Luona Cai from China. I'm currently in Zurich. I'm now the partner of Xi Magic Bag. We are a social enterprise to help combat food waste issue in China. At the meantime, I'm also a member of Global Shapers Community Shanghai One Hub, which is an initiative of the World Economic Forum for connecting and also amplifying the voice of young people. And now, after joining the community for 5 years, I'm also serving as a community champion in Greater China region. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Luona.
From me.
How about Agita?
Yeah, so I'm Agita. I'm an Indonesian. I'm the founder of Bullyid app. We are an award-winning tech charity focusing on promoting online safety and providing psychological and legal support to victims of online harassment. I also serve as a trustee for the NMA Foundation. We are focusing on women and youth empowerment in digital literacy and the economy. And previously, I involved in the UNESCO Youth AI Ethics Steering Committee for the Asia Pacific.
Okay, and one of our gentlemen, Nathaniel Dion, please tell us your story.
Hey everyone, my name's Nathaniel Jiang, and I'm the CEO of Future Minds Network. For the past half a decade, I've been on a journey to really uncover how we prepare humanity for the digital economy. We do this by empowering young people aged 16 to 25 with the social, technological, and entrepreneurial skills to face an uncertain future. But at the same time, we deliver capacity building with the world's leading companies to unlock Gen Z's unique skills, embrace intergenerational strategy, and learn to adapt to the future of work. Some of our projects have led us to work with the Thai government on intergenerational climate policy, with the Korean government to inspire youth movements against online gender-based violence, and even with award-winning brands like Ferrero Rocher to better understand the new generation.
Thank you, Nathaniel. And also our Marij.
Hello, and thank you. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's truly an honor. My name is Marij Farouk. I have done my law degree from University of London, and when I came back to Pakistan, my home country, I joined my father's business. I am the deputy editor-in-chief of Pakistan Economic Net and also a co-founder, and I am also the deputy editor-in-chief of Daily Ittihad Media Group. Pakistan Economic Net and Daily Ittihad Media Group are one of the most fastest growing digital web portals of Pakistan, and especially related to economy. And transforming my media house to a digital platform from a hardcore print media was a huge task, but digital economy is a reality, and I had this in mind way before when I joined my business. So yeah, this is how it is going on.
Okay, thank you, Marij. And I know, Luona, so you're already in the town of Davos, are you?
Not yet.
Oh, not
I will
yet.
be there tomorrow morning. Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow.
I'm
Okay.
now in Zurich.
Okay. So we're looking forward to more updates from you later. And because we have already know what you are doing now, so I was also wondering, so why you are doing the career for now, and also, I mean, what is the path to your current position? So we'll go first from Arich. Could you tell us how you come to the current position and why?
Actually, I am the third generation who is in this field at the media industry. Although I had no plans to join my family business when I was growing up, and for the matter of fact, I did my law degree to pursue law, and I went to London. And when I came back, there was this urge of joining my family business, which came from within. So I asked my dad. We sat down and I told him that I would like to join you, and he was more than happy. But my business, as I earlier mentioned, was a hardcore print media, and in today's time, we have seen that the value of print media is going down considerably, and it has gone down considerably. So I decided to establish the digital side of our media house, and I guess it's been 4 years now, and it has been an amazing journey working with so many people, people of different ages, people of different backgrounds. So it's an amazing journey, and although I had no plans to join my family business, but here I am enjoying.
Okay, I can hear that you have many unprecedented stories that is ahead of you. So we'll touch upon that later. And Nathaniel, could you share your stories of how you come to the current position?
Yeah, for sure. Let's see how long we have. It's a long story. Look, my journey started almost 7 years ago now, and we started from I guess a personal pain point that I experienced. I remember graduating high school and looking to the future and just being so uncertain. I felt that I'd been in a schooling system for a decade and I was coming out with it without the skills that I needed for the future. And I didn't know whether I could get employment or not. And so the very first thing that we started was delivering these employment trainings for young people to learn the skills that they might need to get into the future. Over a long time of running these programs, we had astounding results. We had students build 3D printing businesses during COVID to curb the COVID crisis. We had people building charities to tackle isolation for the elderly. And we had these amazing young people who are not only getting into employment, but creating their own. But we came to this epiphany that even if we upskilled all these young people, if businesses and institutions didn't understand how to work with these same young people, they would still be out of jobs. And so over time, we started to shift and we started to think about how can we prepare businesses to work with young people? Because today we know 2 in 3 businesses are struggling to attract and find the right talent. Why is this the case when there's record rates of youth unemployment everywhere? And so we started to work with these companies to understand how to work with these generations and unlock their unique skills. And so we've sort of landed here today after a long journey of discovery, empowering young people with the skills they need for the future, but also empowering companies to adapt to the future of work.
Okay, so you start with solving your own problems and then to help more young people to solve theirs. Okay, thank you.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Thank you, Nathaniel. And also, Agita?
Yeah, I'm a lawyer by training, so I studied criminal law, and I've always been a fan of cyberspace. So I took a few classes in cyber law back in the school, and I realized technology immense potential in every sectors of our lives. So several years ago, experts in cyber law were very few, even fewer were women. And soon realized, I think in the middle of COVID-19, we realized we simply do not really have a way to modernize a kind of an old field, which is the legal aspect and psychological. People has to go outside from their home to really find a support, to really find, psychological and legal support. So really the idea it's simply to create accessible online support in the way where you can actually really find support and you have to be at your own home. So that's really the reasons why I started Bullied app, and soon also realized cyberbullying and also online harassment is rising up in the country. Especially there's quite a lot of young people who are lacking of experience and understanding about digital literacy. So they are in a vulnerable risk of online safety. And because of this, I see that there is a gap, not just in Indonesia, I believe also in different countries in Southeast Asia, in order to protect online users, especially young people and children and also women. And I think the other reasons as well, I see that cyber law experts in the country is less, especially being a woman as well, especially being a woman in the country. But the fact that Indonesia rapid growth in the tech sector, sort of kind of like placing us in the sixth largest startup ecosystem globally, but this growth doesn't really reflect the gender disparity in the STEM fields, where women like myself are underrepresented. So as of 2023, last year, women account for only 29.2% in terms of STEM workers. But the fact that the demand for cybersecurity, of software development continues to grow, but 90% of leaders struggle to recruit and retain a talent. So this is another side of an NMA foundations that we also do. We're basically focusing on empowering women and young people to be able to be ready and equip them with digital literacy and the skills that are related to facing digital economy as well.
Okay, thank you, Agita. And last but not least, Lorna, because many of my friends and colleagues are a fan of your magic bag. Could you share your stories of the magic bag?
Oh, that's a surprise. So I've always been interested in sustainability and climate change issues, mostly inspired by the global shippers community. But through this community, we have been able to get inspirations from our peers and also the world leaders. So it's a really key issue at this moment to think about climate change and how our planet can be developed sustainably. So during the time I was a curator of Shanghai Hub, I initiated a project called Fantastic Food and Where to Find Them. It's like Harry Potter's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So the project's mainly to raise the awareness of combating food waste in Shanghai as a hub project, and it was a success at the moment. So it draws me my attention to the industry of saving food waste. So which led me to joining the startup today as a partner. So 其实 thanks for mentioning that you're fine. So it's a service with mobile application that connects customers to restaurants and stores that have surplus unsold food by the day. So a lot of bakeries cannot sold out all the stuff they made. So we help to deal with that issue. And now the service covers major cities in China, mostly tier 1, tier 2 cities. And because we're a WeChat mini program, so we're quite rely on the digital economy to improve the efficiency of reducing this surplus food waste. Nowadays, we connect more than 12,000 deals per day solely through our mini program. Yeah, that's on my journey.
Okay, thank you. And also because all of us are having our careers related with digital tools, could you also share with us how you are using the digital tools? Because for like what we're doing now, with the help of the digital communication, we can talk to face, though we are like thousands of miles apart. So how about you in your career, how you are using the digital tools to help you empower yourself, your career, your company, and also empower the people you're serving? Let's start with our gentleman, Nathaniel.
Thank you. There are so many. There are so many digital tools, and I could be here for hours naming some of them. But I think really what it's allowed us to do is, I think this digital era has really lowered the barriers to entry when it comes to starting new ideas or starting new businesses. There are so many tools that you can pull from that will make your job so much easier. They'll make it more efficient. And it allows you to just really test innovative ideas really quickly and explore new opportunities. I think, I would say there are three things. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the ability to collaborate across the world. Like I'm based in Australia, which is very far from every other country in the world. It takes about 8 hours for me to just get out of the country to the nearest country. And so I think, being in this digital economy, in this era where everybody's used to being online, it allows us to really collaborate with really diverse individuals. And I think the third thing is just the ability to create change. Like I think tech has allowed us to think about our actions very differently. Like a simple example, social media. We see a movement of people using social media to advocate for issues, to share information about how to enact change and to engage in more meaningful conversations. Of course, there is a dark side to technology with everything, but I think it's definitely sort of opened up some opportunities for us to connect more and raise awareness and do things a lot more efficiently.
Thank you, Nathaniel. And also our another gentleman, Marich, how about you? What kind of digital tools are you using for your daily life, especially the most influential one, the ChatGPT? What are you using the ChatGPT in your daily life so far?
See, actually, I belong from a content creating industry, and I would be very honest, tech advancement has made my life and my business's life very easy. As you have mentioned, ChatGPT, the work which my team used to do in like 2 to 3 hours, it has now reduced to like 20, 25 minutes. And yes, we do use ChatGPT, and but the problem with ChatGPT is that on one hand, it's very handy, it's very easy to use, but you have to brainstorm even then, because if you don't, and if you only rely on ChatGPT, then things can go wrong if it's not used correctly. And apart from ChatGPT, for content creating, there's this app which I believe everyone is using these days. It goes by the name of Captions. For quick captions, for small videos, for YouTube Shorts, for TikTok videos. It's very easy, and I still remember that when I was in London, people used to take like 2 to 3 hours to write captions for the videos and YouTube videos. But now things have changed. Then the voiceover apps, the voiceover applications for video creation, it's actually it's very cool. And for me, mostly the time reduction. These apps have made my life easy in that regard. Like wasting time on research and research and research. Now you can, put the right words, the keywords in ChatGPT and in many artificial intelligence apps. So things are now easy for me and for my media house. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And also, Lona, because I know your Xishi Magic Bag is an online platform, so there is no limitation of physical position of your working style. So I was wondering, how was your daily lifestyle like? Do you have like stay in the office or acting like many young people, being a digital nomad?
Now I mostly stay in the office because we have business development people around China. So they're all in different cities, but it's a huge challenge when we come together, and because we need to work like virtually and collaboratively at the same moment. So that's a challenge for us. We use a lot of digital tools like Lark as a business instant messaging platform. But being an employee, we are always employer. We always think about how to encourage and integrate the AI in my employees' daily work. For example, because we need to create a lot of contents on social media. So because we have been launched in more than 40 cities, for every city we launch, we need to write an WeChat official announcement article. But now, since we have enough articles and we can kind of fit all the articles to ChatGPT, and they can have our own style, so we can ask ChatGPT to generate these contents for us with much more efficiency.
Okay, thank you. And also, Agita, how about your story of using the digital tools?
I am a big fan, definitely. I think that's the first time I woke up in the morning, definitely I check my phone. Which is a very unhealthy relationship, but what can I say? We are a tech charity, we are serving everyone through remote, and all of our team basically remote based. And I think when we speak about AI, when we speak about the large language models, generative AI, I also heard, like, I think a couple of days ago, about a large action models. It's just massive. That's the new thing. Basically, it's like a mini virtual assistant. It's sort of further blurred the lines between human and machine capabilities. So the future, it seems like very endless about the AI and what different models. But I think on a daily basis, because my work personally, I involve constant learning and doing quite a lot of presentations. So ChatGPT has been a very valuable tool summarizing research, news updates. And for me personally, it's just fascinating to see different perspective from AI tools like ChatGPT, Grok, Bard, Bing. I use all of them. And each revealing unique angles of answers, even though I actually ask the same question. So it's just it's a very unique. But I think one thing that I also always emphasize to my team, I know that there's quite a lot of different aspects. AI helps us in our job in daily basis, but it shouldn't be. I think it shouldn't be changing our human creativity and emotional intelligence. And it's important to understand there is a limitation, that particularly concerning on the ethical considerations like transparency and bias, because sometimes it's just literally put any status, any stats that they can put on the internet. So I think it's a very important. And if I can add another one tool, and I've been very grateful for that, and they integrated a new AI, it's Canva. I'm using Canva on a daily basis. It's such a game changer for creating impactful presentations.
Okay, thank you, Agita. Because as you mentioned, AI has helped us a lot in summarizing, searching, and other functions. And knowledge seems to not that important because it's so accessible. So without that keep in mind, what do you think are the strengths the young people should foster for themselves to face the new era? Like, if the knowledge is not important anymore, what are the other capabilities that are becoming more important? Let's start with Nathaniel, because I think that is the area you're working on.
Yeah, it's a giant question with lots of complexity. I think I wouldn't say that knowledge is not a problem yet, but rather I would say that we have an influx of knowledge, but no way to translate it and no way to filter it to determine what is high quality information and what is not high quality. And so my answer to your question would really be, I think what we really need for young people is we need to have some sort of digital literacy, which helps people understand the consequences of using technology and where the inputs that they put into technology actually goes. We also need to have a better way of, I guess, understanding how do we decipher what is real and fake online? What does that look like? What are the red flags? And how can we ensure that we don't spread this misinformation? I think two are the biggest things, really, because it's not an issue of young people not knowing how to use technology in terms of how to press a button or how to, have a certain function come out when you use a device. The issue is more, how can we use these devices for good and prevent as much harm as possible? So I would say those two skills are probably the biggest things that young people will need to sort of adapt to in the future.
Thank you. I guess you're saying that with the exploration of more information and knowledge, it's more important to tell what is the true, what is facts and what are the fake news or fake information. And how about Lona?
Yeah. I think as young people, we do have advantage because we are born with digital skills. We're like a quick adopter and quick learner for the young generations. But at the same time, I think we need to have more independent thinking and creativity, because we are too relying on the search engine and generative AI. So I think the most difference between human beings and AI is the ability to create from nothing. So because AI needs a lot of information to fit to the machine, but for humans, for young people, we need to have more creativity, the ability to generate from nothing.
Okay, thank you. You mean the AI still needs input of humans to generate more content. And how about Agita?
I mean, I think in the era of digital economy, young people are at the forefront of the digital economy. I mean, we are offering fresh perspective, innovative ideas. We actually the biggest users of social media, gaming, even online dating platforms. So, but yes, however, I think we also face a kind of a unique challenge because lack of experience and vulnerability to online race. And I think the highlight it's really to put a digital literacy and understanding of the cyber ethics are vital in harnessing young people potential and ensuring their well-being in digital landscape. So I think it's the responsibility of everyone, public and private sectors definitely should realize that young people's safe and effective participation in the digital world is not just an investment of their future, but also in the future of digital economy itself. So it's really focusing again to the access of digital skills, digital literacy, and making sure that young people are feeling inclusive and safe on the online environment.
Okay, thank you. Because the online environment is becoming more open to different sources of information and also maybe the comments of different people. So it's very important to keep them feel safe in such an environment. And how about Marich?
See, today's generation being born in the era of digital economy, they have an advantage of being tech savvy. They have new ideas. They're adaptable to new ideas, new trends, which are going around the world, and they are lucky, in my opinion. But one thing is for sure that knowledge will always be there. Knowledge will have to enhance. And one thing people and youngsters should keep in mind is that they will have to be, and they should always be ethical. And the use of, social media and technology should always be ethical, because without ethics, things can go north anytime, and things can go south anytime. And they will have to keep in mind that if they are using technology, for the matter of fact, even if they are using some AI apps, some cameras, some AI cameras, AI generated voiceovers, ethics should always be there, because what I am experiencing right now in my country, in Pakistan, social media has opened up for everyone, and the younger generation, they are using social media on almost daily basis. They have everything there, the world is open for them, but they don't know what to do. What are the ethics of these artificial intelligence? What are the ethics of internet? So we youngsters, we need to tell them that always and always be ethical, never compromise on on your ethics, on your morals, and make sure that fake information is away from you, because fake information will cause problems in future.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So as I noticed, many of you have already stepped up to the management position of your career. So I was wondering, especially some of like Nathaniel and Lorna, you're already in the C level of your company. So I was wondering, how do you see the leadership for young people? And especially for some young people, maybe you have to manage those people that are older than you. So in that moment, how do you see the leadership and how do you foster the confidence in yourselves? Let's start from Lorna.
I think for me, leadership also means authenticity. So be who you are, because for young people, like we are kind of lack of experience comparing to the elder employees. But be who I am. and represent my age group, because we do represent a large population and who will become the next generation of the main consumers. So and maybe it's not just Gen Z and also people who are born after 2000. So in the end, I feel like I cannot create something which is not me. So I will just be staying true to myself, being authentic, and create the either the branding or the marketing contents for my generation. So how I build confidence. I want to be authentic here because I sometimes feel lack of confidence sometimes. But as long as I'm a quick learner, I can learn from others' experience and knowledge. I think it's enough for me. And at the same time, I also meditate a lot. So I get myself the support from the peers and also from myself to create more confidence during my work. Yeah.
So you use meditation to help you.
Meditation and also talking to peers.
Talking to peers. Okay, to share your concerns, your worries, and then maybe your friends will give you the way out. Okay, yes. And Nathaniel, because I noticed from your background, you may have many chances to communicate with people that is way, quote unquote, higher than you, and their status, quote, higher than you. For example, I noticed you have some cooperation with a company like Agita. So how about your story? How do you overcome the inconfidence sometimes?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Look, I think at the core of it, I couldn't agree more with what Lorna has said. It's really about embracing the unique skills and your authentic self. For me as a leader, it has been, a journey and a challenge. Because when it comes to stepping up in these spaces, often the question is, who are you to be leading this? What do you bring to the table? And I think the reason we often have this question is because when we look at experience or expertise, we only, as a society, really value industry expertise. It's only been until recently that we've acknowledged that lived expertise is really important. When I talked about lived expertise, it's the unique life experiences that we've had that have shaped who we are and give us a really unique perspective on the world. So I think for me, it's been realizing that everybody has unique skills and fresh ideas and new perspectives to bring to the table. The challenge is, how do we bring together all of these ideas to create magic together? And so I think that's really instilled my confidence to start thinking bigger about what can I learn from everybody I meet, because each generation has something to bring to the table. Younger generations have so much fresh creativity and resourcefulness and innovative ideas, and older generations have decades of wisdom and expertise that they can bring to the table. If we can combine these two generations, the amount of change and positive change we can create is endless. So that's really been my secret, if you will.
Oh, thank you. It's like everybody is like a dot, and it takes courage and intelligence to how we can connect those dots to make like a piece of art. Okay, thank you,
That's
Nathaniel. And how about Agita?
Yeah, I resonate a lot as well with Nathaniel. I think leadership to me, it's about understanding diverse perspective and bridging generational gaps. In my field, this also means working with a mix of generations, from Gen Z, my staff, the volunteers, Gen X, the boomer, the government officials, the donors. And as a millennial myself, I've learned that effective leadership transcends age differences. I think it's about connecting with people on a fundamental level. And I guess it's building confidence as a leader hasn't always been as straightforward. There were times when I doubted my abilities, especially being a young leader in a traditional older field like a law. And I found that confidence grows from deep understanding of the subject, whether it's grassroots initiative, high level advocacy. Knowing your field inside out is so crucial. And I know that this knowledge doesn't really come overnight. It's the product of extensive research, hands-on field work. I think also building trust and a relationship with your team I learned a lot, and actually I'm learning a lot from my team, their insights, their experience, their perspective. And this collaborative approach not only builds my confidence, but also fosters a kind of a sense of collective accomplishment. So I think overcoming self-doubt is a journey, and for me, it's been about staying committed to continuous learning and building strong, genuine connection with those around me. That's really is, I guess.
Okay, thank you. And Marish?
It's a very good question, I must say. And being leader is not only to capture the top spot. You have to make sure that you are on the same page with your uh, colleagues. And if I give my example, when I joined my business, there were many people, there still are many people who are much more experienced than me, who have much more expertise than me. But the transformation of media has, unfortunately made them a bit, reluctant in my country to accept change. So what I did, and I will take a few minutes because I have a small story to tell. What I did was that when I joined my business, I had a meeting with my older staff. I told them that I want to work with you as much as I want to work with the younger generation. So I will have, and you will have to be receptive to the idea of change. And when you are receptive to the idea of change, everything will be easy for you. And I am someone I have seen, I have seen you growing up. You have seen me growing up, and I would love to learn a lot from you. So you will have to, learn from youngers as well. So you have to accept the change. And when the day they accepted the change, today I have a team of like 85 to 90 members in my two offices, and there's a mixture of youth and there's a mixture of elderly people. And I must say that they are working with such good integration, and I learn from them and from the younger generation as well. So you have to make sure that when you are in power position, this doesn't mean that you have to, you will have to set aside the older stuff just because they are from the previous generation. You have to make sure that they are with you, and you learn from them. And a blend of youth and a blend of, elders make things very easy.
Okay, thank you, everybody. And because all of us are from different countries, because like Lorna is from China, and Agita is from Indonesia, Nathaniel from Australia, and our Marish is from Pakistan. So with the help of the digital tools, people are getting more connected. So we have more chance to communicate in a multinational environment. So in that case, in your opinion, and experience. So how do you communicate with people in such a multicultural and multinational environment? Let's start from Agita. Do you have experiences like, no matter it's funny stories or some insights in that situation?
Yeah, I had actually a lot of examples in my previous work. Previously, we had a project, we had a team members from 5 different continents, and the challenge was really to find a common ground that catered to everyone's communication preferences. So some comfortable with emails, some towards a group chat, and we finally being able to adopt a flexible communication strategy while email remain a formal channel for sort of official communication. We integrated group chat for informal interactions. But I think what I want to highlight in the era of multinational environments, it allows us to allowing us to basically embracing the different comfort levels and communication styles, and it made our interactions more dynamic. For me, I think cultural differences could be really lead to misunderstanding and communication barriers. So understanding and appreciating diverse work cultures is actually very important. There are so many instances that I observe where hierarchy and formal communications in some cultures is very different with the informal and direct communication style. And navigating these differences require a lot of patience and empathy, and also willing to learn from each other. Indonesia alone, it's such a huge continent and it's a huge country. And people, from different part of the cities have different kind of cultures as well. And my approach has always been to embrace the difference with empathy and open mind, and always listening and showing respect, which is very, very important for a diverse viewpoints. And I think that's really the key in my case.
Thank you. I heard a lot of keywords like open-minded and sympathy. Thank you, Agita. And how about you, Nathaniel? So in your working experience with a diverse background, are there any like setbacks? And how can you overcome such problems in that multicultural and multinational situations?
Yeah, it's a great question. And I can speak to, I guess, that multinational context. One of the projects that I was working on recently, we worked with this large multinational company who was an industry leader in their field. And they had offices in 11 different countries. And one of their issues was they couldn't create the right culture where younger generations wanted to stay long enough within their company. And they didn't understand why there was conflict between older and younger generations, preventing them from doing the best work that they could do to be able to really expand across their region. And we sat down with them for a very long time to sort of nut out what the issues were. I think what we really came down to was there's three ways that are really important to keep in mind when you want to collaborate in this sort of complex environment. The first thing is being really open-minded and being able to unpack those different cultural differences, the different generational differences that people have. That means labeling them, being able to actually identify this is, where we might have, different opinion when it comes to, let's take, for example, lateness in different cultures. Being late might mean being 15 minutes late. To other cultures, being 3 hours late is totally normal. In a work context, if you can't be clear and can't be on the same level as that, you're not going to have any meetings or any productivity, right? So you really have to be able to label what those things are. The second thing is having an environment for healthy conflict. A lot of people think conflict is bad, but really the magic of conflict is it allows us to meet people who have completely different ideas and different mindsets on the world. So really encouraging that conflict and conversation between different generations, different regions, and how they do things can allow us to unlock really innovative solutions and different ways of doing things better. The third thing is actually collaborating together. And so, a big part of my work is basically bringing together different intergenerational teams to solve big problems. And so, we unite younger and older generations to come together and think of different solutions to solve climate change or to, reinvent their workplace culture or to look at education and healthcare systems. And really, it just gives so much more magic because you're able to see a challenge from not just one angle, but 5 different angles at once. And it allows us to really get creative about how we can tackle such big challenges when we have so many different brains working on that challenge. So yeah, I think, it's always something that's difficult and it takes a lot of time, but using those 3 strategies has proven to be really helpful in my line of work.
Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. I really like the idea you brought up about that a lot of people that they are worried about these conflicts, but actually some conflicts are healthy for further communication.
Yeah.
Okay, and how about you, Marich?
See, I myself have always enjoyed working with my peers from different countries and different regions. You just need to make sure that you respect their culture, and once you get used to it, everything goes smoothly. And as Nathaniel very rightly mentioned, conflicts are very important at times because if there are healthy conflicts, you get to know about each other more, and it's more of a conversation maker. And healthy conflicts, give more ideas, and more ideas are better for the partners working together. So I'm very, I have always enjoyed working with my friends from different countries, different regions. We have some cooperations with different media houses across the world, in Europe, in China. So I have always enjoyed working with them. And as Nathaniel mentioned about time, he is very right. In one culture, if you talk about Pakistan, being 20, 25 minutes late is not considered to be a big issue. But there are many countries around the world where people, if they are like even 2, 3 minutes late, it's considered to be a huge thing. So you have to respect others' culture. You have to respect each other. And once you get to know about each other's culture, everything will go smoothly.
Okay, thank you. And how about you, Lorna?
I would say the same with other speakers being extremely open-minded would be helpful, but also stay curious about other people's background and also their culture. And I think for the past 3 or 4 years, we have been all using digital platform to connect because of COVID. But I would say in-person meeting is also extremely important, especially for global shippers because we're all from different countries. Now, last year, I finally feel the vibe is back because we can really go to other shippers' country to have our ship events there and experience the culture. Because I've been last year I've been traveling to Switzerland and also Thailand to talk with the local shippers there to understand their challenge, the challenge they're facing in their cultural context, and also say them in person, and also really immersively experience the culture. So that really helps to build the connections among different cultures.
Okay, thank you, Lorna. As AI is one of the main topics of this 2024 World Economic Forum, and there's a saying that the one day in the world of AI sometimes can mean a year in the real world, which means the development of AI is so fast. So I know, Lorna, you're going to attend the World Economic Forum in 1 or 2 days. So I was wondering, what is your agenda for this year's Davos World Economic Forum? And also for our other guests, what are your interesting topics for this year's forum? Lorna, so how about we start from you? What's your agenda?
As you mentioned, there will be a lot of AI leaders. So I already signed up a few. I think Sam Altman is going to be there. Bill Gates is going to be there. So I'm very excited to join their conversations to say like the frontiers of AI development. At the meantime, because it's also my first time here and experience the true vibe of the World Economic Forum and the Winter Davos. So I want to make connections with leaders and experts in climate actions in my industry and also food industry. And also I can proudly share our solutions and actions we have made in China to the world. And that's, I think I just got information saying Michelle Yu, Yang Ziqiong is gonna be here this time. So I'm very excited to meet her because she's a all-time role model for me. So a lot is gonna happen, but I'm also gonna let myself experience the serendipity of meeting random people with all kinds of different backgrounds to understand more about different cultures, different industries.
Oh, what a great chance for you. So maybe Bill Gates will be my second connect through you. And how about our 3 other guests? What are your interested topics for this year's World Economic Forum? Agita?
Yeah, sadly, I think our president is not going to Davos this year, but I know that Minister of Finance, Ibu Sri Mulyani, it's going to be there, and she's going to speak pretty much about the creating a job in a digital economy. So I think that's also my expectation are quite centered on the global collaboration and digital skills, ethical AI, and then I think gender inclusivity in a technology. We've heard a lot, and I think last year the World Economic Forum also created a lot of new research in terms of the ethical AI. So I would love to see how the policies, the framework to promote ethical AI development, prioritizing digital skills, digital safety, and support the inclusions of underrepresented groups in the tech industry. And just really looking forward to see the discussions and lead to really implications, like the real implications, to address social issues. I think especially in the developing countries, bridging the digital divide and ensuring that technology progress to really benefit everyone.
Thank you, Agita. And Nathaniel, how about you? What are your most interesting topics for this year's forum?
There are so many. I'm incredibly excited to see it all unfold. I know there'll be incredible speakers there too. I think for me, I really want to see a strong commitment from Davos, where we start to talk about the investment in skills building and capacity building for young people who are being raised in the digital economy, particularly when it comes to, groups of marginalized communities. I think very much this topic of bridging the digital divide has been around for a very long time. And we keep throwing around this concept of the future of work. But we don't have very strong solutions for them, and we don't have strong investments in how we're educating and raising awareness and building the skills for us to actually face this future that we don't understand. And so I really want us to have a very focused approach on how we do that. But also, I think something I'm really interested in is how institutions themselves are also thinking about preparing for the future of work. I really want to see more about what they're thinking and what they think are some of the biggest challenges. And hopefully, open up some of their minds to the different ways they can collaborate with new generations. So plenty to sort of uncover there.
Okay, thank you, Nathaniel. I'm looking forward to the forums you mentioned as well. And how about Marish?
There are many topics which I would love to hear from Davos, but mainly I'm hoping that there will be a discussion on the advancement of technology and AI, which we have seen in recent times that it has emerged. So there should be some discussion to make these platforms, artificial intelligence and technological advancement, healthy for the future generations, because I guess it's high time that the global leaders discuss on this topic, because if we don't talk about it right now, it will become a huge mess in future. So hoping for a healthy environment for artificial intelligence, healthy environment for people and youngsters who are using artificial intelligence and who are born in the era of technological advancement.
Thank you, Marish. So after our today's discussion, all of us are going to start our real odyssey of experience in the real world. So I was wondering, at the beginning of the year 2024, so I want to know, what are your New Year resolutions for this year, and what are the big changes or small changes that you want to make for this year? How about let's start from Agita.
My resolution this year, it's actually considered very shallow, but I would love to be more connected with people face to face in person. I think for the past few years, the connection has been always through technology, it feels really far from everyone. So we just started to travel again last year, and I would love to continue, travel again. And as I think Luna mentions as well, embracing the culture. So this year, the resolutions for myself is really to connect more with people, connect more with my family, with my team. And then I want to make sure that basically, I think the tech charity that I founded, really getting the opportunity to be able to work with multi-stakeholders. We've been working very much towards the grassroots, with teachers, with parents, and also with the government level, but we're still lacking connections and the spot to really work with the platforms. That's exactly the platforms, that the social platforms, that where they have a massive responsibility to actually ensuring the online safety. So my resolutions, especially for the organization, it's really to be able to tap in, to have more advocacy level, to really work with the online platforms, especially that based in Southeast Asia as well.
Okay, thank you. Lorna, how about you? Are there any big changes or small changes you want to make?
Big changes, I think. I will continue developing the business of Xishi Magic Bag to save more food waste in China and maybe explore several different countries in Asia. That's the business goal. But in 2024, I feel last year I was a little bit burned out, to be authentic, to be real, because of the work and also duty with Global Shapers community. I barely have a life, personal life. So maybe the big change I want to make is about balance. Yeah, more relaxation, balance between work and life, and also the inner self and outer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How about you, Marij?
See, I would love to travel a lot this year actually, because we have seen the last year world opened up for everyone, and I would love to go around, meet new people, see how the world works, meet young entrepreneurs across the globe, and I would love to learn from the leaders of their respective industries.
Yeah, sometimes
and also I would
we
like
need to get rid of the
Yeah.
digital world and step into the physical real world sometimes.
Yes.
Yes. How about you, Nathaniel?
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Nathaniel,
you.
how about you?
I think my word for 2024 is collaboration. I really want to work more actively with some of the world's leading institutions to better understand each other and look at different ways that we can get generations to collaborate. I think there is so much untapped potential in this world of ideas, of innovations, just of structural change. And the more that we can start talking to each other, the more that we can start playing and experimenting with new ideas, the more we can create the change that we want to see in the world. So really just open invitation to those institutions out there who are might be struggling to attract and retain talent or having different issues, to start being open about those challenges and invite people to have that conversation with you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, everybody. Very great ideas and insights from you all, and also from all around the world. Thank you. Just like what a trending expression on Chinese social media platforms stated, that instead of a track, life is more like an open wild field where there are various roles and opportunities. Through the stories of our guest speakers shared today, I can see more clearly that if we pay close attention and take observations and actions to the small world around us to spot and solve the real problems for people around us with the help of digital tools, we can also make a difference as young people. That is all for this edition of special live streaming for Davos 2024. Please stay tuned for more updates for the 2024 World Economic Forum. Bye for now.